think Troilus and Cressida certainly feels like an anti-heroic play for sure. It feels like a lot of the themes that Shakespeare's exploring here is about personal gain over the greater good or the good of society, and also about what it means when people in power allow themselves to be corrupted by greed or by lust, and the effect that that has on the rest of society and the way that that trickles down, both in terms of people's attitudes, but also in terms of the huge effect that the war has on them. And it really feels like an anti-war play in terms of its message about the human cost of that, and thinking about humans as becoming almost currency, especially the women, in terms of the way that they are used and bartered in this play, but also in terms of the pressure that's put on some of the male characters on this idea of what a man is supposed to be in that society. So it definitely feels anti-heroic and very anti-war, in fact. So I think that a lot of the heroic characters are shown in a much more domestic sense. This idea that we see the fact that Achilles, this incredible fighter in legend, just can't be bothered to fight, doesn't want to do it, is disillusioned, and actually by playing on his ego, that's the way that his rulers are able to trick him into fighting. But there's also some really interesting discussions about what the point is of war, or there's some really interesting philosophical discussions about what does it mean just because Helen is beautiful, just because you know, that's something that Paris has become enamored with. What's the cost of that? What's the meaning of that? What's, you know, what does it do to human life when we value that over people's own lives and situations? And we do get some more comedic characters in there as well, Thersites and Pandarus, but they are, again, they're not perfect, they're not coming on, they're not sort of necessarily warm and pleasant characters either. They are just as flawed and just as 3D as the heroes that Shakespeare's exploring.